It's often overlooked, or just a mere stopover to or from Siem Reap, home of the famous ruins of Angkor Wat. But Battambang Cambodia should be on your radar of places to visit in this country. Full of Khmer culture, early 20th century French architecture, and a unique charm unlike anywhere else in Cambodia. Join me, John Saboe, for an exploration in and around Battambang, Cambodia, in this episode of Far East Adventure Travel Podcast. Probably the #1 site to visit in Battambang, Cambodia is the world-famous bamboo train. Made from leftover tank wheels, small powered engines, and a bamboo platform, it's a metaphor for the people of this country who've adapted and overcome incredible devastation and hardship to their culture and way of life. But this town, the second largest in the country, has so much more to offer. On my last trip through Cambodia, I stayed in Battambang for several days, exploring the town and discovering its charm. To find out a little bit more about Battambang from a native's perspective and why it's so appealing, I spoke with artist Kachao Tush, who also owns the wonderfully eclectic Jewel in the Lotus Antique and Art Shop in the Arts Quarter.
The people like to come to Battambang because I think here had a good energy for the people come. I don't need to explain, but you can test your feeling when you come here. You different feeling, completely different. You know, when you come here, sometimes the people don't think have art and the artist here, but they start to come, and you know the tree and the view so wonderful here, and you can see along the river, and you can see different place. You know, and when they start to come, and they can see too many things, the building, the old building, and they start to meet the people, and they start to see the artist, that they start to feel more nice feel. That's it. Sometimes I meet the people, like they say, oh, tomorrow they go back home, but they stay 3 more days in here. That's it. I think they had a good connection with the people here.
I'm in Battambang, and I'm just outside a memorial for someone who has died recently. And the sign of someone's wealth in Cambodia is a long memorial. So if you hear music coming from a place like this for days, it means the person comes from a wealthy family. And then after 100 days of the person's death, another memorial. The sounds of a memorial can quickly fade out to a wedding celebration, sometimes lasting for 3 days. Most Cambodian weddings are now only celebrated on a single day. This memorial in Battambang lasted for several days. Another uniquely Southeast Asian tradition respected every day in Battambang is the morning alms. For good luck, lay people bring a food offering to the local Buddhist monks that wander the town in return for a blessing. A mix of well-preserved and slowly fading French provincial architecture along the river makes for some wonderful strolls beside the Sangkai. Battambang is also home to many Khmer artists and singers and has a burgeoning art scene that has revitalized the historic quarter of town. Further outside of Battambang, there's opportunity to experience traditional rural life and some significant sites, like Wat Ek Phnom, which includes its partly collapsed 11th century temple. We've driven about 12 kilometers outside of Battambang at Wat Ek Phnom. There's an old ancient ruins of the old pagoda or temple, and beside it, or in front of it, sits a newer temple. And right now I'm just below the Buddha, and in the background there's music playing for a funeral, and the sun is just coming up here in Cambodia, and it's a really special moment. have to tell you, it is incredibly hot and humid right now in the late afternoon here in Battambang, Cambodia. I've been traveling through Cambodia for the last few weeks now, and this afternoon it feels particularly hot and humid, so I'm just taking a break here down at the river.
Like most people, I took refuge riverside in the late afternoons to cool down and enjoy the laid-back atmosphere of the town over a drink and some food at the night market. Although Battambang doesn't offer many activities in the city itself, you'll have no hesitation just passing the time hanging out by the river or in a cool cafe in the Arts Quarter. Further away from Battambang, more awaits you for discovery, some things distinctly and uniquely Cambodian.
Well, as you can see by the banana leaves in the background and palm trees, I am in wine country in Cambodia. Can you believe it? And I think it's harvest time. It's January, maybe every month is harvest time. It's the tropics. I didn't even know wine grapes could grow here. I'm gonna go have a taste and see what they're like.
Cambodia won't challenge France or California as a great wine-growing region, but a trip to this winery adds a certain cachet to your exclusive wine travel stories. Now, how about some bat to go with that Shiraz?
So, Butla, what happens if the police catch you killing a bat?
Because they want to keep the bat for the tourism, and because the bat nearly finished. Before a lot of bad fruit, but now nearly finished. The police stop for kill. The people kill the bat because the bat very good taste for better than chicken.
Better than chicken?
Yeah, better than chicken. Sure, yeah. You have to always to put the boiled water, boil rice with the bat. Very nice, yeah.
The revitalization of Battambang is underway with new hotels, restaurants, cafes, and a growing art scene. The charm really lies beneath the French architecture and new growth. The people, tradition, the slow pace, even a forgotten railroad all contribute to this intangible quality that makes for great experiences, great stories in the heart of beloved Cambodia. I'm always looking for feedback and ideas for the podcast. Please send me an email, john@fareastadventuretravel.com. Please like the Far East Adventure Travel Facebook page. You can also follow me on Instagram and Periscope for daily live streams from Asia. All of the links are at fareastadventuretravel.com. That's it for this episode of Far East Adventure Travel Podcast. Thanks so much for joining me. Until next time, this is John Saboe. Safe travels and namaste.